So what's up, guys? So it's been about 4 or 5 weeks since we had the beer ferment, and I transferred it into secondary about, a week in. So at the second week I went ahead and put it in secondary. I had concerns about bottling it last weekend because gravity was still reading about 1.028 or something, and it actually dropped down to about 1.020. And it hasn't changed over the last 3 days, so I'm pretty confident and comfortable with bottling the beer. So anyways, what I need to do is sanitize my bottles, which I've got on a bottle tree to the left of me here, and also we're going to measure out 3.5 ounces of the priming sugar to carbonate the beer in the bottles. And also the reason why I'm doing 3.5 ounces is because I'm looking for a certain carbonation profile. I don't really want it to be the full 5 ounces because stouts really are supposed to have kind of a softer carbonation to them. So I'm going to take 1.5 ounces or 1.5 cups of boiling water. I'm going to mix it, pour it in the bottling bucket, and then we're going to rack the beer into the bottling bucket, and then we will bottle. So let's get to the bottle sanitizing. Okay, so we've got our steaming hot water here, and I've got 1.5 cups here. I need to measure out 3.5 ounces of this priming sugar. I don't want to use the whole thing, like I said. Just enough for a carbonation profile that I'm looking for. Right there, 3.5. So like I said, that aside, now what we're going to do is we're going to take this priming sugar and mix it in to our water. Just like that. And just give it a good stir so it's well dissolved. Just like that. Alright, now we're going to take the priming sugar and just pour it in our bucket, our priming solution at this point. And while this cools down in the bucket that's been fully sanitized, we're going to go ahead and sanitize our bottles. So what I got here is I went and picked up this Abonator, or I don't know how you say it, Abonator. It's just basically an easy way to do your bottle sanitizing. I think I paid like maybe $13 for this thing, I don't remember. But I've got all my bottles on my tree, so basically what I want to do is sanitize all of them. I usually start with the top and just kind of, or actually start from the bottom in this case and work my way to the top. So I'm just going to pop one bottle off. And these swing tops, I cleaned them pretty well, and also with these Grolsch style bottles, you want to get it around these rubber seals real good because bacteria can harbor and you get bottle bombs. So here we go. Just dip it in your sanitizer. Just give it a few pumps. Just like that. And just set it back on the rack and work your way around. It's pretty neat. It shoots a jet of water or sanitizer up inside, so you get the inside of your bottles real good. It beats dipping your bottles in the sink. You can see it on the camera here. part's done. So now we need to rack the beer into the bottling bucket and then cap our bottles. Okay, so now let's go ahead and rack the beer on top of the priming sugar solution. And the reason why I put the priming sugar solution in first, for those that don't know, is you get a better mix and a more consistent mix. That way you don't end up with too much in one bottle and not enough in another. Kind of avoid any kind of like excess carbonation as well, and the risk of overpressured bottles that could bust. So let's go ahead and rack it on, shall we? Remember that clip I showed in another video, this little guy here? Well, it works with carboys as well. But what I do is I take my cane and I set it in first, and then when I'm sliding it down, I clip this on and just kind of slide it down so the cane hits the very bottom, just like so. I take my sanitized hose, drain it, and I'm going to set it in my bucket, just the bottom of my bucket like so. And we rack it. I'm just going to let it mix with that sugar. By the way, I did take a gravity of this, and I did mention what the gravity was. It was 1.020. I just wanted to show you guys. Let's see if I can get it, spin it here and let you see. Let's find it. Beer. See, we're right about the 1.0. I don't know if I can. It's like at the 1 point. It's like 1.020, 1.021. Anyways, it seems pretty stable, so I just went ahead and let it go, and I'm gonna go ahead and bottle it, and pray for me that I don't get any bombs. I think one of you guys, Spec Ops, I think you said it could be the unfermentable sugars, such as the lactose, that's causing the gravity to stop at 1.020, and I almost want to believe that at this point. Because it hasn't moved since I gave it another swirl when it was down to 1.023 or whatever, and I didn't get any more active fermentation going, because after I did the first swirl I did get some activity again, so I let that go for a week and it krausened up a little bit and then it settled back out. So anyways, that's what we're waiting for this to fill up, and then we'll start bottling. So here it is, all racked into the bucket. I was using a bottling wand before, but I went and got a bottling bucket, you know, and I cleaned and sanitized all this, and I just put a bottling wand to the tip of this, and I simply can just flip it over. Flip it over like so. And you can see, starting to fill up my bottling wand. So I used to use a hose, and I found it to be a real pain using the hose. So I'm trying it this way now, and I think this will be a lot easier because I don't have to, you know, I can just push the bottle up against it and fill up versus, you know, setting it on the ground, moving a hose, and this big hose just everywhere. So, but yeah, here we go. We're gonna bottle with this new setup. All right, so I'm gonna take my first Grosh bottle I'm just going to push it up against and fill my bottle up. Oh, I already like this way more. I like this way more already. Alright, that's one bottle. Just take the top, make sure it's even. That's it. Set it in my crate. And get my next one. Alright guys, bottling's done. So this is what we ended up with. We got a few bombers here. And quite a few of these Grolsch bottles. You know, filled up. And I actually had a couple of bombers in here as well. So I'm going to let these sit for about 3 weeks minimum, and then I'll pull one and try it out and see how this turned out. But I really want to let these age for a while. So I've got a little bit of pumpkin ale left and that holiday ale, but I definitely need to get out there and brew a summertime cream ale or something, because it's getting warm and we need something sessionable, right? So anyways, hope you enjoyed this, and till next time, cheers.